Tuesday, October 27th, things are going to get a little bit wonkier. Again, I want to remind you, we are not only building to a very rare full moon event on Halloween, but Halloween is a significant marker because, again, that's when the veils between realms, between our conscious and unconscious self, is the absolute thinnest. So the closer we get, the hazier things get, the more dreamy things get, the more confusing things get. And Tuesday, we do have a little bit of extra added confusion to the mix. The moon will be in Pisces. It is going to go void, of course, later on in the evening, 9, 10 o'clock, depending on where it is you're tuning in from. And then stay void, of course, until the early hours in Wednesday. But what makes Tuesday a little bit more complicated on top of the already very chaotic energy is that we have Mercury still retrograde, slipping back into Libra. So it's going to slip back into it has been slipping back in the very early degrees of that Scorpio energy. And now it's creeping back into Libra. So this has the potential to kind of take the edge off of where it is that things have been so deep and so dark and so intense, revealing truth, revealing darkness, revealing corruption with that Scorpio energy. And now we get a little bit of an edge off with Mercury slipping back into Libra. We have to remember that Libra is still about relationships. We are very relationship focused at this particular point in the natal calendar anyways, but we take it out of that extreme and intense type of energy from the Scorpio energy, and we lighten the mood up with this air energy of Libra. The Libra energy is going to take that edge off. It is going to try to help us speak a little bit more fairly, a little bit more calmly, a little bit more effectively. We are going to continue to try and balance the scales in our relationship. We are going to continue to take the revelations that we've had and try to put it into words. But again, Mercury is still retrograde. This means that there's a lot more internalization going on, a lot more aha moments, and a lot more inner dialogue going on with ourselves about our relationships than what's going on in our exterior realm. Nonetheless, it is a shift. And we are going to feel that shift even more because Mercury and Venus are going to be making an aspect with one another as Venus moves out of Virgo and moves into its place of power in Libra on the same day. So we do have this shifting in our mental planes. If you'll remember, Venus being in Virgo meant that, yes, we were focused on relationships. Yes, we were focused on love and money and planning for the future and all those lovely things. But we were doing it with the Virgo mentality, which was overanalyzing, overjudging, being highly critical, acting out our affections to others through means of acts of services. So again, if Venus in Virgo was a love language, it would be acts of service, trying to lessen the amount of work for the ones that we love, acting out, taking care of the errands, taking care of somebody else's health and wellness before taking care of our own. But now Venus is moving into its place of power. Venus rules over both Taurus and Libra. So she is bright and shiny in Libra. She is sparkling. She is really putting the relationship aspect on the top notch of things under, I guess, the self-love actions that Venus and Libra will bring for us. But this particular energy is going to be a little bit more detached, a little bit more playful. Again, we're really trying to establish peace and harmony and balance in everything that we do, especially where relationships are concerned. And while Venus is moving into Libra, and while Mercury is moving into Libra on both opposite extreme ends of that Libran energy, we are going to have a lot of internalized thinking about our love life, about how we share our energy with other people, about our money matters, and about how it is that we actually feel about ourselves. This is self-love, self-worth, recognizing that particular journey through the relationships that we have with other people. And this particular day is just going to be a little bit confusing because there's a disconnect between our heart and our head until these two planets get situated in this new energy. So we're definitely not representing our thoughts and our feelings to the best of our ability yet. We are not able to clearly define what it is we think, let alone what it is we feel within ourselves, let alone to somebody else. And just with the undertone of the sun being in Scorpio, with Mars being retrograde, with all of the other heavy-hitting planets still very rooted in Capricorn, meaning we are trying new things, we are trying to get rid of old patterns, old behaviors, we are getting rid of the old way of thinking about ourselves and interacting, representing ourselves. There's a lot going on. So Tuesday is not going to be the best day for the heart and head topics. If anything else, it would be advisable to take a step back from our interactions and allow a little bit more time for these two particular planets to get comfortable in their new energies before we go ahead and start trying to share our thoughts and our feelings with other people. Now that might sound easy, but the urge, the desire to connect, the urge and the desire to actually speak up and to speak out and to speak our truth and to try to make things right and to have people understand us is going to be challenging. The energy wants us to do what it is we shouldn't be doing at this particular time. And we just have to keep in mind that Mercury is retrograde, which means that communication is not at its peak potential. We actually have more potential to speak out of turn, to overstate our feelings and regret it later, to try and explain something of how it is that we think or feel about a certain topic or theme, and then really just put our foot in our mouth because of it. So we want to be cautiously aware of how it is we're interacting, especially on Tuesday, because the likeliness of being misunderstood and miscommunicated is highly likely.